Hi, everyone. I'm Lisa D'Amico, curator of Come As You Are virtual art exhibit, which is being hosted by the Cultural Alliance of Western Connecticut. And I have the honor, thrill, joy of talking to Patricia C. Vener, who is an artist I admire. And I feel like I'm getting to know her as I interview her, and also the more work I see. So I highly recommend to everyone listening, please see the exhibit. Just go to cawct.org and please see I Can If I Want To by Patricia. And there's a link there. So you can click on the link and see more of Patricia's work. It's beautiful, it's exciting. And she's one of the artists who I always feel like is incredibly autobiographical in your work. I feel like seeing your work is also getting to see you.
Mm-hmm. I think you're probably right. I don't think of it when I'm painting as autobiographical, but I don't see how any artist, no matter what they're painting, you infuse yourself into the painting. And in a way that can make it very autobiographical. It can make it it might not even be obvious, especially people who do the geometric things. You think, well, I don't see anything autobiographical in there, but yeah, it's in there.
Absolutely. With your piece for this exhibit, when it came up and I saw it, I thought to myself, I love it for a multitude of reasons, but the focus of this exhibit is the human body and exploring it from different aspects. A lot of people submitted pieces, and rightly so, that come from maybe a darker angle. Yours is such a celebration, and it just, the joy of it all just kind of bounces right off the screen when I was looking at it. Tell me about the process of before you even made it. Where were you at when you started this?
Well, lately I have not been doing joyous pieces. Most of my Tikkun Olam series is very serious. But if we're celebrating the human body, that's something to be joyful about. And if you're dancing, as my person so obviously is, you can't help but to be joyous, because that's what dance is. And I used to be a ballerina, so dancing always uplifts me. It always uplifts me. And I made this piece for this exhibition, which is unusual for me. I don't usually work that fast. I suffer with my paintings. Oh, I need to do this. Oh, that needs to dry and I can't touch it for a while. Oh, okay, now I got to, and I just keep working them and until it feels right. This one, there was some of that, but it had a deadline, so it had to be done by the deadline, and it made it. I really shocked myself. It's like, wow, I'm in time. And yeah, I think that's part of the autobiography too.
Yeah. Patricia, what's the size of this painting? Tell everyone.
What is this? It's about, believe it's either, I think it's 20 by 30.
Yeah, it's a larger painting, and I think that I love virtual, don't get me wrong, I love virtual art exhibits because we reach a much larger global audience.
Yeah.
But this is also a painting that probably is even more like electrifying in person.
Oh, all my paintings are better in person. Yeah. But I at the moment, I don't have any gallery representations. So at the moment, you've either got to come to my studio and look, or just see them online,
or buy it
or buy it. Well, yeah, you come to my studio and buy it. Yeah, absolutely. Buy the painting. Then it's yours forever.
Yeah. When I saw your painting, it looks so textural.
It is.
When I was looking at it, I didn't look at the medium right away. I was really surprised that you achieved this texture with acrylic paints.
Well, I use heavy body acrylics.
What does that mean?
Well, acrylics have always been they're very malleable, and they've always been very liquidy. But there's a line, and a bunch of people are making them now, of acrylics that are thicker. They're not as thick as oil paints in general. But if you use the right tool, you can make them. They're kind of like the thickness of a meringue. So you make them
Really?
meringue. Yeah, you can. And if you like, I'll take the flat of whatever I'm using, a knife or a card. Sometimes I use it's about the size of a credit card, but it's smoother. It was my mother's card for her pacemaker, which unfortunately she passed away.
Oh,
And so I didn't throw it away. I just used it. And if
yeah.
you take it and put it on the flat and then hit it and lift it up, you can get kind of textury things. I
It's
love
amazing.
texture.
It's
And
amazing
then
what you do.
oh, thank you, thank you. Yeah, that's the one drawback of virtual shows and prints and stuff, is that you don't get the actual texture, which is,
Yeah. Which
part
is
of the.
part of the art experience, and
It
which
is
is part of your intention as the artist, as the creator.
right.
You know what I'm thinking? Wouldn't it be great if maybe in the future you do a demo, and
Oh,
maybe we could do that, and you could show
sure.
people, because I'm like many people, I'm a painter and
Mm-hmm.
I use acrylic, but this is something that I find fascinating. And I love that you're using something that belonged to your mother, because I always feel like with your work, especially, there's a very spiritual element to it.
Yes. Yeah, there is. I've reached that stage in my life, I guess. I don't know, maybe there always was, but very much so now. It definitely comes out. And I like all these connections, the connections that I've made with my mother, because I took care of her for 10.5 years when she had Alzheimer's. And so that developed a very strong connection. And now I have that connection when I work as well.
That's wonderful.
So yeah,
Now,
I'd be happy to do a demo. It
I
would be
think it's a
fun.
great idea. So everybody stay tuned. My last question to you is a question I've asked a few of the other artists, and it is kind of rudimentary, but
Mm-hmm.
I found with this exhibit that the titles to the work are really fascinating. So you call this "I Can If I Want to."
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about it.
Well, here we go to the autobiography, because in my life, so many of people have said to me, no, you can't do that. No, you can't do that. No, you can't do that. And I said, watch me. And that's where the title comes from. The most recent being, I had a bout with my kidneys decided to stop for no apparent reason. And at one point in the recovery, they said, well, this is as good as it's going to get. And I said, you don't know me. And I got better, better than what they expected. And I'm still working on it.
Oh, well,
So you tell me no, and I'll say, well, let me try.
the fierceness that that encapsulate who you are comes through in this piece.
Wow, thank you.
Thank
I,
you
I
so
find
much.
that to be a wonderful compliment. I love that. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
And for everyone listening, please see the exhibit and see more of Patricia's work. I'll put the link so you can do both. Thank you so
Awesome.
much.
Thank you for interviewing me. This was fun.